Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ryan, and today we'll be discussing the Kentucky Wildcats football schedule for the 2023 season. And first of all, you didn't have a bad year last year. You went 7-6. You had some bad missed games. You had some bad losses. Mainly the one against Vanderbilt was your worst. Did lose to Iowa in the bowl game, but you had some injuries that year. Mainly the Will Levis, that was the main one, and you had some other stuff go on. But this year's supposed to be a bounce back year for Kentucky. But I have discussed many times before, I think Kentucky is overrated. And I think their schedule sometimes does cause a little flaws in between because like they went 7-5 last year. By record, that's not bad. But when you put almost the easiest out of conference schedule to start a year that you could possibly have, it's comparable to Michigan's. Michigan's starting the year out of conference is always terrible. Same thing for Kentucky. And I don't really like Kentucky overall. And I've said why before I don't like Kentucky, but I'll explain again. I'm a college basketball fan. I'm a North Carolina fan. Kentucky has beat North Carolina a couple times. And the first year I ever did a March Madness bracket, I had Kentucky winning, and they lost to Wisconsin in the Final Four, which made me very sad. So ever since then, I've forgiven them, but I have had a little grudge against Kentucky ever since. And then, so yeah. But let's get into how I feel about the team right now. So you had a great trio at receiving core. That's something that cannot be denied no matter what. You got Barion Brown, who's probably my favorite guy. You have Dan Key, who's also very good. And you got Tavion Robinson, who's also very good. So you got a very good receiving core out there. You got the running back from Vanderbilt named Ray Davis. He had almost 1,000. I might have had 1,000-yard year rushing last year for Vanderbilt. And the main guy you got is Devin Leary. Devin Leary was very good at NC State. There's two problems I have with Devin Leary. One, he never made an ACC title game. So that proves that he was good, but they weren't producing to wins. And we will get to see if that's because of him actually not playing good. Him not playing as a winning quarterback, or is it just he was just that good on a bad team? We saw that NC State this year. Also, he's coming off an injury. And an injury that keeps you out almost the whole year will be a big problem. And it was coming off a broken fibula. Let's make sure I got the right. Broken fibula is not an easy injury just to bounce back from. So that's going to be a problem. But Mark Stoops is also very good, always very good. He's going to get his defense. His defense can be very prepared. This offensive line is going to be better than it was last year, I feel like. Because we got a lot of transfers from Alabama, USC, and this like that. But this offense was last year in points per game in almost every statistical team category in the SEC. And now you don't have Chris Rodriguez. He was your main power back. So let's get into the schedule real quick. First of all, you're at home versus Ball State. You're going to beat Ball State. Then you're at home again versus Eastern Kentucky. Going to beat Eastern Kentucky. Then you're at home again versus Akron. You're going to beat Akron. So you start off the year a very easy 3-0, and none of these are really concerning to the slightest bit. Then you're going to Vandy. Last year you did lose to Vandy, which was probably the low point for all Kentucky fans last year. But I got you beating Vanderbilt this year, so you're going 4-0 for the moment, and then you're at home versus Florida. This is kind of a rivalry thing. Last year you did beat Florida at the Swamp, and I don't think why would that change? I don't think that changes. I think Florida just got worse, especially at quarterback, and I think Devin Leary can't throw on this Florida team. I got them beating Florida, so you're starting off the year 5-0. And again, it's like, why are you calling this team overrated and you're 5-0? Well, look at that schedule. It's very easy. And then it's going to pick up immediately in this hype game. It's going to be a very hyped game. At Georgia. Kentucky does not have a good resume against Georgia. Last year you didn't do half bad. You couldn't score on them at all, but you actually had probably the best defensive performance out of any team against them, holding them to 16 points. But I think Georgia will win this game. Might be somewhat close, but I doubt it. So I got Georgia winning this one. Then you're at home versus Missouri. Missouri can cause problems. I think they can be a pretty good team at sometimes. Depends on the matchup, but an extremely good defense like this Kentucky team has. I think they'll use that to their advantage. I got Kentucky beating Missouri. Then you have your bye week, and then you're coming back. You're at home against Tennessee. Even when Tennessee was bad, they still had Kentucky's number most of the time. And last year, it was an absolutely a terrible performance from Kentucky at Tennessee. It was terrible. Everywhere, it was just bad. So that might change. I don't think they're going to play that bad to that level. But I do trust Tennessee. I do like Joe Milton, and that defense, and even Mark Stoops' defense allowed plus 30 to Tennessee's offense. So, like, they held Georgia to 16, and Georgia's has an elite offense. But then they allowed, like, I'm pretty sure 34, wasn't it? 34 points to Tennessee, which is very good. Tennessee, it's a lot less than what they average, but that's still a lot of points to give up. I think Tennessee can replicate that point total because they did the year before when they put up 38 on Kentucky. So it's not like I'm just saying this to say this. No, this team's actually very good at just scoring against Kentucky. That's been proven. I got them beating Kentucky, so I got Kentucky dropping this one. I think after this tough game, you're going right down to Mississippi State. That's not an easy one. You're playing Will Rogers in this offense. I think it'll be more of a balanced attack. This could be kind of a lower scoring game of some sorts, but I remember the last time Devin Leary played Mississippi State, which was 2 years ago, that he scored 10 points. He couldn't find the end zone pretty much. Mississippi State's defense is not great. But I think Mississippi State's offense is going to be a little bit different this year without Mike Leach. Again, rest in peace to him with this other guy coming in, head coach. I forgot his name, but I'll put it up here. I think that'll make a big difference. I like how Mississippi State played in their spring game. I think they also have weapons of themselves at receiver. I think that'll also be a big thing. This game's going to be super close. I got this game going anyway, but I think Mississippi State will hold on, use that home field advantage. I got them beating Kentucky, and I got Kentucky dropping this one. And now this next game is almost a must-win, pretty much. And you're at home, which is a good sign, and you're playing Alabama. Oh, great. You're playing Alabama. That's not good. That is not good to see if you're a Kentucky fan, because they can run the ball probably as the best team in the country at running the ball. This Bama team, they got a three-headed monster at running back, led by Jason McClendon, who's not phenomenal, but they got three good running backs, and they got the fastest quarterback probably in the country of Jalen Milroe. So this offense will be used to probably beat up Mark Stoops' team, just physically wise, and I think Devin Leary. I mean, you're playing a lot of tough defenses, but you're playing Georgia and Alabama in the same year. That's gotta suck. And Tennessee. You got the 3 of the 4 toughest teams you have to play in the SEC. That sucks. So I got Alabama beating Kentucky. Not in a blowout, but you know who won that game type of thing. And then you're at Kentucky. Then you're at South Carolina playing against Spencer Rattler. I debated this one a little bit, but I do like how Rattler plays and stuff. I do think Devin Leary can throw the ball very well against this team. But if you talk about good receiving cores, you can't leave out South Carolina's too. They got a very good receiving core out there. So the weapons are going to match up. It's going to come down to probably just how good South Carolina's defense can play. I think South Carolina will be contending a little bit, not for SEC title, but just like a good bowl game and stuff. The replicate what they did last year. I think they can do what they did last year and just continue that. And I think if Spencer Rattler's on his game, which I think he will be today, I got South Carolina winning this one. Because you got to think about it, he was elite against Clemson. After that one pick six, he started off the game. He was phenomenal. So it's not like he just plays against bad defenses and dominates. No, he has played very good against very good defenses. It's just he's inconsistent with it. But later on in the year, he usually plays better. And this is a later on in the year type of game. So I got South Carolina winning this one, especially at South Carolina. Then you have your rivalry game of the year against Louisville. People have hyped up Louisville before, again, just how easy the schedule there is. They have a chance maybe to win the ACC. I doubt that. I think Kentucky at Louisville, I think Kentucky's pretty much, they've handled this rivalry very well. And no matter what, at the end of the year, when you play Louisville, your season pretty much decides on, do you beat them or do you lose to them? I got Kentucky beating Louisville. I think they'll show up very well this game against an ACC opponent. Devin Leary's just been used to that all the time. So I got them beating Louisville, and because of this, I got them going 7-5 on the year. I'm pretty sure that's better than their projected win total by like the Vegas odds, or it's right at 7, one of those two. So I picked the over. That's almost a guarantee over. So again, some of these games could break another way. I think you could catch Tennessee slipping because I'm pretty sure they're playing Alabama before then. I don't know if you could catch Tennessee slipping. I don't know. I really don't think you can, actually. No, you can't. Georgia's a very tough game. Bama's a very tough game. Tennessee's a very tough game. Mississippi State, I think you could possibly win that one, and South Carolina, but the only ones I give that advantage to because it's a road game for Kentucky. So I think those teams can still be able to win. So yeah, I got Kentucky going 7-5. Put down in the comments what you feel about this. I know some Kentucky fans think they could possibly go 9-3 this year. I mean, shout out to y'all if you think that, but shout out to all the Kentucky fans out there. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe. Hit the like button if you like this video. Comment whatever you want. Hit the subscribe button because we talk about football almost every day. And yeah, also bad weather's coming through the south, so watch out, everyone, especially in Kentucky and Tennessee where I'm at. So watch out for that. And yeah, hope you have a great day. Stay safe, y'all, and God bless y'all.